Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. Cute little box, but with a little extra bit at the top, a little extra depth. It's closed using magnets, so I'm going to say this early on. If you're going to give this to small children, please do not use magnets because, you know, it's just a whole danger thing. So use a different method to close it, maybe a Velcro coin or something like that. But it closes like that, and we've got this extra bit, this extra section here, so it means, I mean, I've done them where they pinch close before completely with a 6x6 paper, but I fancy putting that little extra bit on there. So let me bring in my scoring tool, and I have very carefully done a white version of this so that you can see it, because it's difficult to show you the bits to remove on video. So I have done a white one which I've drawn on, so I'm going to show you that shortly. But the scoring, when you do your first set of score lines, make sure your pattern is the correct way up. So I've got tiny little hearts on here, so they're the right way round for me. And you score it, so it's 6x6, 15 by 15 centimetres, at 1, 2 3/4, 3 3/4, and 5.5 inches, which is 2.5, 7, 9.5, and 14 centimetres. And then turn it to the right so that your pattern is that way. Score it at 1, 4, and 4.5, which is 2.5, 10, and 11 centimetres. Okay, and what you're left with, you're not going to be able to see it particularly well, so I'm going to show you here, is a pattern that looks kind of like that. Okay, looks like that, so I put all of the score lines in, and the bits that we're going to remove, the bottom right, and then there's 8 pieces we're going to remove. So if I leave that there while I cut, actually I better fold and burnish first, do that quickly. So you can be looking at the white bit while I do this. I tried this, I filmed this a couple of times, and I just couldn't get it to easily show off on camera, so I gave up and made a white version and drew all over it. Figured that was going to be easiest for you. Okay, so I'm now looking at this the same way that you're looking at that one. Let me move it over slightly. So I'm going to take out this bit at the bottom. I'm going to swap my scissors actually for long ones. Okay, so I'm now going to turn it round, so I'm looking at it that way, and get rid of all of that part. And that section. And then turn it back. Those are the bits that you've removed. Hopefully that makes complete and utter total sense. I hope so. I'll leave it there just for a second because I'm going to round off those corners. And that. Okay, done with that? Good. Let's move that out of the way because I want to put some adhesive down here. So I've got my fast fuse. This is the one I like to work with. Run that along there. Oh, did I forgot to trim those bits. Huh, you meant to cut up those score lines as well. Oh, I'm not very bright today, am I? That would have been useful. Okay, so that's the back, folding the sides and the back. And then this last one is going to be the front. And then you just push in. If you push it in fully, that is how one of my boxes would have looked before. But we're not making that version, we're making that version. So slightly different. Actually, I forgot to give you the finished dimensions. It's 1 inch that way, by 1 3/4 by 3 inches to the top, which is 2.5 by 4.5 by 7.5 centimetres. Okay, let me show you how to get the magnet closure going on now. So I've got a piece of matching coloured cardstock, Bermuda Bay, because that's one of the colours in there, and my 1/2 inch circle. So 2 of those, and I have got some Neodymium Magnets. Now I love these, I've used these a lot. I use a company called Guy's Magnets you can find on eBay, and they ship worldwide, and these are super strong. And they're so strong that they would rip cardstock, which is why I'm going to sort of take some of the strength out by using these. So love them though, they're brilliant. So they're 8mm by 1mm, I would say don't go less than 1 millimetre for that very reason, in that this one has just broken. Just trying to get to this. So that's why you don't go for less than 1 millimetre. Okay? Because they're going to shatter, but the 1 mil generally don't. I think it's probably because I've just snapped them. Okay, so the layering technique, the way to get these all stacked up, I'm going to use mini glue dots. First thing you want to do, get a mini glue dot on the back of your first magnet and position it on the flap front where you'd like it to be. Press firmly, because obviously we don't want it to come off. Another mini glue dot onto the back of one of these circles and cover over the top of that. Press firmly. Take this magnet and allow it to attract there. Then you know that the positives and negatives are the right way round, so they're going to attract, not repel. A mini glue dot on the back of there, and carefully position your box to close it up. And there you go, so that's perfectly lined at the top, and I'm pressing quite gently, and I'm looking down because I want to separate the magnet. There we go. So that magnet is now in place. I'm going to press firmly now. I've got my finger directly behind it because I want to make sure that the glue is well in place and it's not going anywhere. And then finally, glue dot on the back of the final circle over the top, again firmly on, and that now is going to close, but it's going to open and close, and it's not going to, there's not going to be an issue. So a little bit of stamping, and I have got my piece of Whisper White here, and this is the Sprinkles on Top stamp set. This is so cute. I used it on a card actually the other day, and I used it in the different colours to this, but I want to go with the same colour. So I've got my Stampin' Right markers. So I've got Bermuda Bay on the first one. Then I have got Watermelon Wonder on another one. Cucumber Crush on there. And this final one is Crushed Curry. And Stampin' Right markers are made with the same ink that our regular inks are, but they do dry out, so if you just breathe on it, the heat from your breath will just re-moisten. I'm not a huffer, I'm just a breather. There we go. Stamp them on. Perfect. All the colours I want. 3/4 inch circle punch is the one that goes around these. There we go, and I'm going to stick these on, and I'm going to layer them in different ways. So I'm going to have one that has just got a glue dot on the back. I'm going to have two that have got one layer of dimensional on the back. There's a helicopter going overhead. And then I'm going to have one that has got 2 layers of dimensionals. And that is how I've got this triple layer here. So I'm going to start with my smallest one. That helicopter is right overhead. Another one there, so that's a single layer, and now this is my double layer. And I'm going to pop that over there. Another single layer in the top corner, and then just to finish it all off, a button. So again, the same Bermuda Bay. Mini glue dot on the back, and just kind of roughly where it is. And that is my mini button box. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.